JW, welcome to Australia. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, geez, what's not? Well, first off, I'm a lot less interesting in person than I am online, so I would encourage you guys to follow me online if you actually want to get the good, juicy stuff, because once you get in front of me, you'll find that I'm not really an interesting person. But in any case, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I work with a small little company called UPS, which is the world's largest transportation provider. But a lot of you guys probably know me more from my online than you do my offline personality. Plus, I don't make any money on that.
What do you do alongside your professional life? Family?
I do. I have married, happily married, have a 5-year-old who's got my wife wrapped around his little finger, who's very active in sports and has a very active mouth, just like his father does. But I play lots of tennis. I'm a big believer in best practices and sharing best practices in our industry, which is why I have such a heavy involvement in social media.
JW, where does that come from? Or do you want to run a little competition on that?
You can run a little bit of competition.
Okay, well, I've got a couple of tokens. If by the end of your talk, we need to know what both initials stand for. No Googling, but what JW stands for, and we'll do that. Last question before you get into it, because I know you've got a lot of work to do. Your favourite album?
Favorite album, and I told you probably like this, or maybe you won't, but AC/DC, Back in Black.
Love
it's an
it.
absolute classic.
You're on side with everybody here.
I figured I would be.
Ladies and gentlemen, JW Cannon, thank you.
Let's see if we can figure out how to work this stuff here. I'm a big believer in reading from notes too, because again, I'm not good at memorizing things, and I'm a terrible public speaker, so I have to read everything on here. So, what I'm going to talk about a little bit today, digital best practice. I will tell you that the company I work for is not the greatest. It's not the bastion of digital activation, right? But I've got a lot of background in the industry, and so just to give you a little bit of additional background on me, you've heard kind of my UPS persona, and again, you've heard about my online presence where I talk about much more interesting things. Notwithstanding, sports business and marketing best practices, but also the stupid things that my son says on a daily basis and the terrible things that I would love to eat that I absolutely can't. And again, I'm a lot more interesting online than I am here in person, but I've got a pretty broad background in sports and sponsorships. I went to James Madison University. Does anybody know where that actually is? Oh, well, you're from the United States. You don't count. Harrisonburg, Virginia, in the middle of the Shenandoah Valley, not too far from